And this is the official subscriber version 3 launch party. It wouldn't be a launch without some sort of hiccup, right? That Mark Zuckerberg demo from a week or two ago was pretty bad.
That's how it goes. Technology.
Technology. We're gonna do just one more minute. Brian, Jasper, hopefully you guys are posting on Discord and updating the ad event links so people can find the right place to go. All right, and I am just gonna put some emojis in because I'm pretty excited here. All right, so let's get this thing going. Today we're going to talk about, just kind of little history, how a subscriber got started, why I just brought on a launch partner. If some of you guys have been on the group coaching calls the last few weeks, you already know this, and we're going to just run through it again very quickly, just so everyone is up to date. We are going to talk about why we built V3 of Subscriber from scratch. So it's basically an entirely new experience, and want to talk through our reasoning for that and show you how it works so you can make the most of it. So of course, at the end, we're going to do a live demo. And if you stick around to the end, we're also going to give you immediate access to Subscriber version 3. Who's ready? Let's hear it in the chat.
Ready.
Let's go, everybody. All right. Awesome. And can you believe this? V3 has already been getting results. So these are a few screenshots from some of the amazing beta testers who have been in there and using it over the last couple of weeks, even though it was glitchy, even though there were things that weren't quite right. But people are having results, and hopefully this is going to be the best script writing experience you've ever seen. Before we get into that, I want to just talk a little bit about the founding story. So my name's Gil. If you don't know, I'm a software developer and entrepreneur. I was one of those kids who, at 15, instead of delivering pizzas, I started writing code, and I've been doing it for a very, very long time. Two of my previous companies, one was SquidDo, which I started with Seth Godin, who's a marketing author and blogger. Wow. We created this platform in 2005. It was a social publishing platform where we actually paid back half of the money that we made back to our users. So sounds a little bit like YouTube in a sense, but it wasn't video. But over the course of 10 years, we paid millions of dollars to creators. So I do have a little bit of experience knowing about content creation platforms and helping people to scale their content. I also later on founded a company called Gilded. It pioneered the concept of accounting for businesses that were using crypto assets. And so this was actually quite a difficult thing, but I raised $7 million from investors along with a CPA as my partner. That company was acquired in 2023. And so I was ready for my next adventure. And that's where I fell down the rabbit hole that we all have, YouTube. And so I started making videos. I try not to cringe when I see this screenshot, but this was one of my first videos. And I kept running into the same problem that it was impossible to keep up momentum as a creator because YouTube is hard work. It is so difficult to keep up that momentum. Maybe you can do it for a few videos, but 5, 10, 20 videos. And I wanted to make it easier for myself. So I did what any natural coder would do, and I built an AI tool to solve that problem. And so I built Subscriber. Now, Subscriber came out in early 2024 when people were using ChatGPT, but it was still very early days for people using AI software. And AI scripting, like if you use ChatGPT, it really wasn't up to speed. It really wasn't there. And I bet if I put everything I had into making this, a dedicated tool for script writing, that it would be better than ChatGPT, and not only better than ChatGPT, but also better than, freelancers that you might hire off of Fiverr, or better than, you spending 18 hours working on a single script, giving you a good starting point. And it was actually quite successful. So here's one example from Jeffrey, who's been a great cheerleader in the community. He was making $1,000 a day and starting new channels in faceless niches with subscribers' help. So that is sort of why subscribers started. About half of you are faceless channel owners, and half of you are building a personal brand. Often that's for your business. And it's just been a thrill to work with you for the past 18 months. And so now we've got over 4,000 paying customers, and we've written over 50,000 YouTube scripts together. But there's just one problem. And up until this point, I've been running Subscriber as a one-person team by myself. And that meant I was doing customer support, product development, education, marketing, sales, all of this stuff. And I actually love it. I love working with each one of you, but I felt like I wasn't doing my best work. And I felt like I wasn't able to deliver everything that you guys really needed, because YouTube is more than just script writing. It's, what channel do I create? What order do I create my videos in? How do I film those videos? How do I integrate Subscriber into that workflow? And so that's when I realized that it would be better if I just focus on building the best product that I could. Because on top of that, I had dozens of feature requests piling up from all of you, things that I really wanted to build. And you can see 131 feature requests. And so I wanted to get back to improving the product full time. At the same time, a growing number of you were asking for that YouTube education, and I sensed it was time for something bigger. And so that is why, when I asked myself, what if I could remove everything not directly tied to building the best product, that it would free me to focus 100% on building this, rethinking it to be the best script writing tool possible, for 2026 and beyond. And so that's where I want to introduce my new partner. Some of you may already know him, Brian. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, Brian, you there?
What's up?
What's up?
Nice to finally meet you guys. Some of you may have came from my audience. Some of you know me from my YouTube channel. Some of you know me from Subscriber. We've been doing these weekly calls, and yeah, I'm super duper stoked. This is the first time we're going public with this announcement, and Gil and I have been cooking in the background, kind of like talks of this partnership started. Like when did it start? It started like a couple months ago, and so I'm excited to finally bring this to you guys and show you what we've been working on, because this is really like a complete revamp of what we've done. So let me full screen this. Can you guys see my screen good? Yeah, okay, looks like you guys can see my screen good. Okay, so for those who don't know who I am, I'm Brian. I have the biggest personal brand in YouTube script writing, and I've worked with primarily educational channels, some faceless channels, and scripts for over like 40+ niches. And my personal YouTube channel, I've been lucky enough to be able to bring on like very interesting clients onto my agency, where we write scripts done for you for them. So we brought on clients like Jordan Welch, who has like 1.8 million subscribers in the education space, which is an incredibly difficult feat. And yeah, we've also like really brought on like a couple interesting other clients like Matt Gray. Like, he's within the business space. If you guys watch business content, you might, right? And really, this project that Gil and I decided is taking all of the learnings that we've had from working with 100K plus subscriber channels to 1 million plus subscriber channels, and we're pouring it into subscriber. So really the main problem statement when Gil came to me with the idea of subscriber V3 is that we both sat down and we asked ourselves one question, right? Because I believe in answering like what's the one big thing that we got to tackle? And that question is, what's missing in the current YouTube scriptwriting that we can now improve in subscriber V3? So as Gil said, right, a lot of his time was spent doing all these miscellaneous stuff, but with Gil's time being freed up to just work on product, what's the best product that we can build for subscriber? And to find out, I did what any person would do, which is I did 100+ one-on-one customer calls on the back end. So I reached out to hundreds of customers, and we did all of these one-on-one calls to really understand what was the workflow like for every single customer, and what is the specific points that people had, right? So we did all of these one-on-one customer calls, and I had a bunch of amazing conversations. I understood you guys a lot more in terms of what you guys need, not just from my own script writing workflow perspective, but from what you guys like. And on top of that, we also launched our weekly coaching calls. So if you're a subscriber member, right now we do a weekly coaching call every Thursday, kind of to answer any questions that people have about YouTube in general or YouTube scripts. Really, these calls are just a way for us to go over like one core concept about YouTube and give examples and answer questions, right? So that's why we did these calls. And during these calls, people had tons and tons and tons of questions. And once we did all these calls, we really boiled it down to 6 core problems that we wanted to solve with subscriber V3 when we decided to partner up on this. And I want to go over what the core problems were and how we're solving it with V3. Okay, so problem number 1, right? It was that it was too many steps to get to a finished script. So if you look at V2, right, this is what V2 looks like. When you log in, right, there's a summary, research, the frame, the title, the thumbnail, the hook, the payoffs, draft, edit, export, and publish, right? And this workflow was really good for a period of time when, when Subscriber first came out, like 18 months ago. And it was hand-holding you so that you could go through every single step. And that's back when the LLM models weren't as good. And right now, the LLM models have improved by a lot. ChatGPT has improved by a lot. A lot of you guys would have used Claude or Manus. So how can we update this so that it gives you guys a lot more freedom when writing? And plus, you don't have to press like 1,000 buttons, right? So that's why the new version of Subscriber is just a script bot, right? Where you can get a script, you can get ideas, you can plan your videos, you can remix concepts, all within one chatbot. Right? So literally you can just, hey, that is perfect, just by a couple words. You prompted it, and Gil will demo this in a little bit, right? It will give you questions that will prompt you to give information on what makes a script really, really good. And then you just answer these questions, and then it will write a script based on that. So it's exactly like working with a script. It's the processes that I use, when working with all these big clients, and how can we templatize it and turn it into software? And with just a couple buttons, right, you get like a full script, which I think is pretty sick. Pain point number 2 with Subscriber is that you couldn't really adjust the script length, right? Whether it was for long form or for short form. So beforehand, you kind of just pick, okay, is it 800 words, 1,300 words, 1,600 words, blah, 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 blah. Which one is it? And you just pick. But now what you can do, you can customize it specifically, right? Or like write me a 2,500 word script instead. Say it's like 1,500 words. Hey, can you make the script longer? And then it will write the script longer. Or can you make the script shorter, make it like 1,500 words? It can do that too. And previously there were also a lot of requests for short form scripting to be enabled within Subscriber. And now we also have that, right? So within the templates that we give you, there are short templates, there are long form templates, and you can actually write shorts within Subscriber now too. So
who's excited about shorts?
I think shorts is pretty sick.
I know that there's at least some people, because every day I get emails about shorts. So I'm super excited about this.
Yeah. Pain point number 3, and this is by far my favorite function of the new subscriber. It's that pain point number 3 is that edits feel super clunky, and you want to just type changes into a chat and do it, right? So previously, this is what the editing function looked like. So there was the original, and then the subscriber AI will recommend, okay, like this is how you would rewrite it, and then it will give you a recommended rewrite. But now what you can do, and this is what I wish Google Docs had, or like ChatGPT or Claude had, it's that you can highlight a certain section. Here we are highlighting a certain section, and then you can press the improve button, and then you can just prompt it on what to change for this specific section. So with ChatGPT or with Claude, you would have to literally like prompt like the entire thing, which like when you type a prompt into the chat, it will rewrite the entire script, which is not what you want, because you have to sit there and you have to wait for it. And sometimes it hallucinates and then it edits the wrong part that you don't want it to. But here you can just highlight it and then you can edit it to improve, or you can literally prompt it. So it's like talking to the chat directly, which I personally think is pretty sick. Like this is like a function that I think any like writing tool should have. And pain point number 4 was that there was a limited ability to reorder sections or to skip steps. Okay, so previously the payoffs were written in a fixed order. So it's like, okay, written like 2, 3, 4, or you would have to, write the hook and then you can write the payoff and then you can write the conclusion. It's very sequential. But if anyone of you have like done writing before, which I assume all of you guys have, sometimes it's not sequential. Sometimes you don't really know what the hook is. So you write the body first, or like maybe, writing the call to action is simpler. So you write the call to action first. So right now, what we've done is that you can reorder the payoffs anytime. So when you type your initial script, what it does is it gives you an outline, and then this outline is totally editable, right? It'll tell you like the word count, it'll tell you the exact points that you want to talk about, and then you can just edit the outline. And once you're done editing the outline, then you can go on and write the full script. It's literally like how I would, normally write a script, and how I imagine a lot of you guys would write a script too. It's like you need an outline first, and then you write the full script. So now you can reorder payoffs anytime with this new outlining function. Pain point number 5 is that you can't save reusable prompts or templates. So over here, this is what it looked like previously, right? We had a bunch of prompts on the back end, a bunch of trainings. So like, okay, it was trained on documentary script, educational script, marketing, news, review story, and there was like one set prompt for like each type of channel format. But if any of you guys run multiple channels, or you guys write scripts for other channels, you guys will know that, okay, the hook preference for, this channel would be a little bit from the hook preference from this other channel. Like the way that you structure your payoffs and like the length of the script will be completely different from one educational channel to another. So this was in many ways very restrictive. So what we've done now.
Hey, Brian, you're muted. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I was saying that, yeah, you can use all these types of templates, and you can also edit these templates directly, which I think pretty cool. Okay, and pain point number 6 is that the channel voice like feels generic and not truly me. So this was the previous channel voice, and while this did work for like some people, and like a lot of users actually like said, oh, like, okay, this channel voice sounds very much like me. Really, the main thing that was missing from this previous channel voice is that it didn't understand the persona. So when I want someone to write a script for me, I want them to know that, hey, like I'm like a YouTube scriptwriter, right? So, okay, they know that I'm a YouTube scriptwriter. They know like the exact like tone of voice that I use, and then they will be able to write based on that. But previously, the subscriber voice didn't capture that. So with this new version of the subscriber voice, right, there's like the label is founder, creator, walkthrough, right, description, have an age, vibe, profession, archetype, authority, pressure, temperament, so that it knows more clearly who you are. It's training on your YouTube script data, which I think pretty sick. So before we went live with this version of Subscriber V3, we brought this all to beta testers, and right, this is what some people have to say, right? Banged out a script in 15 minutes, right? Script templates, right? Just finished our V-script. I'm blown away at the process of final script. So I personally think this is really sick. I'm using it to write all of my script right now. I'm just lucky enough that I have early access to this, that you guys will soon have early access to. But before we talk about that, let's go into a little bit of a live demo. Gil, take it away.
All right. Here we go. see. And welcome to subscriber version 3. So it really starts from the chat now, instead of starting from, your channel or starting to create a script using the script builder. And you'll notice on the left-hand side here that there's some new navigation. So we've got everything on the left side here. It's just a lot more clean. And then you'll notice your channel here is selected. So if you have multiple channels, you can pick between them. And every chat that you create is going to be, focused on a specific channel. Brian, Magnates Media, you know this channel. Do you want to give an example of like a type of documentary we could create for Magnates?
Like for Magnates, the rise and fall of Elon Musk, something like that.
All right, so create a new script about the rise and fall of Elon Musk. So I just typed this into the chat, and it's going to think about it for a second. And bam, it's just created a new script that quickly. And it's brought me into this new interface where I can pick from one of the templates. Now, this is a documentary, so I'm actually going to pick the documentary template here, right here. And I'll show you in a few minutes how you can actually view and customize these templates. You can pick your language just like before. You can pick the length of the video. So we're just going to do 1,600 words, but we're actually bumping this up to 30,000 words. So that's about 3 hours in length now. So that's a huge, huge increase. Or I know a lot of the faceless creators or course creators want to create super long content, so you'll be able to do that. And these questions here are really, I think, a core thing, like Brian said, which is, how do we really get things out of your head and be able to understand exactly the script that you're going to create? So just to understand the angle and to understand, any backstory or any context that we need to have in order to create this script. You can also upload research, so you can add URLs, you can add text. You can drop in files too. So just like before, none of this stuff has changed. And then in the chat, it has access to your whole chat. So, if you started out in like ideation mode, where you were asking questions to get an idea for a video, it's going to be able to access all that and use that as part of the script writing process. But let's go ahead and generate an outline for our script. So a cool thing here is we can actually see this outline as it's generating. We're not, waiting behind like a loading icon without being able to see anything. If you notice something that just wasn't quite right, you wanted to give some feedback, and recreate it, you could press that stop button. And that was another huge feature request that people had. So you can see the whole outline here. You can also edit the outline. Like, let's say there's actually 350 billion. You could just go ahead and make that change. If you want to change the hook, you could do that. So I think this is actually, this makes sense as the type of hook. But any chat messages that you send with this outline up in the script canvas here is going to just go ahead and edit that script. So that's super cool. You can see for each section, it's got like a recommended word count. So of course, you could change all of that too. And then when you're ready to create your script, you just click this. And notice up here it says plan in script mode. So we're going to go to script mode now because we're done planning. And we're just going to generate our script. So while it's doing that, I'll just show you on the left side here. Next to your chat box, you can see that you can pick from all the different models that we support. So you can very quickly toggle to a different model, even in the middle of making your edits to your script. Maybe you want to try out a different model and recreate the script, you'll be able to do that. And you can also pick your channel voice. So if you are experimenting with different voices, if you're, if you're trying different. Sorry. If you're trying a different voice, you can easily change it in the chat here, and any new content you generate is going to include that voice. So as the script is coming in, we can start to read it and see if there's any like immediate changes that we want to make. And it's still writing the script, but we can even start typing now and just say, let's experiment with a punchier hook. Okay. And wow, we asked for a 1,600 word script. We got 1,610 words. That's pretty incredible. Pretty much right on. I have tested with 10,000 word scripts, and for most models, we were getting within about 10% and always a bit over. So I've worked really hard to get, long form script generation working. And now that the script's done, I just want to send this message in the chat. So basically it's, looking over my message, then figuring out how to update the content. And in just a second, it should show like an updated hook. Here we go. There we go. I like this actually. $200 billion gone. Of course, if I, at this point realized, wait, this isn't quite right, I could add some research. Like if I wanted to add, like Elon Musk's Wikipedia page, I could add it here. And then I could say, recreate the hook using a statistic from the research. And so this really illustrates the power of how flexible this is, because you don't just have to, add all of your research in the beginning. You can also like add new things as you go and then make a comment about, how to change it. So it's super powerful. Another thing is that you can actually just highlight a section and just say, make this shorter, and just type in a message like that. And it will go ahead and edit this particular paragraph to make it a bit shorter. So again, it's a super, super powerful way. There it goes. Super powerful way to edit your scripts. You can also ask for feedback. So you can say things, what are 3 ways I could improve this script, get feedback. And it's actually going to give me some feedback right away. And if I want to make any of those changes, I can just ask it to make those changes. Now, let's say that we're pretty much done. We're pretty happy with this script. What you can do is just click this button here, and you can see that you can copy it to the clipboard. Now, what we've done is worked really hard to make this copy to clipboard functionality better, so that when you're pasting in Google Docs, it's going to be rich text. You can also paste it in just a plain text place. So if you had trouble with that before, you should notice it a lot better. You can also export as a Word document or as a PDF. And someone already asked in the chat, can we exclude the section titles so we don't see the titles? That is especially useful if you're doing a teleprompter or if you're using AI voiceovers and you don't want to voice those headings. So bam, that's there. We also have a quick link to the teleprompter. If you haven't seen this yet, it's a really cool feature. It's not new, but we have a built-in teleprompter. So you can literally just go from I finished creating my script to let's go ahead and hit record. Super fast. And then the last thing to show right here is we can go back to a previous version. So we've got version history. You can restore it to a previous version if something wasn't quite right. We will have what we call like a visual GIF. This isn't live yet, but it's something we'll be working on. Basically, when you're looking at a previous version, you're going to be able to see what's different from your current script versus that version. And that's just going to help you figure out, what version you want to keep. So super.
Ja, was toch altijd via banen? Ja, altijd via, ja.
Super powerful, but also super easy and flexible and not a rigid process like before. And so this actually solves a lot of the problems that people have with the previous version of Subscriber kind of getting in the way And so, you know, as Brian said before, I initially created Subscriber as a structured workflow that worked in the way a scriptwriter would. But now I think we've seen how powerful these AI models are if you just get out of their way. And so that's what we're doing in this version. We're taking away, you know, all of the complexity and just making things super, super simple. So you can see when you're editing the script just how simple it actually is. Now, this is the canvas mode. If we just close this, if we click the X here, now we're back in ideation mode. So whenever you're, you know, normally in a chat, you're going to be in ideation mode. And this is where you can ask for, you know, ideas about things or maybe start to flesh out some ideas. But when you're ready to write, you always want to be in this canvas mode right here. And that is it for the script writing. But I want to show you a few more things. So you have your list of channels. Now this page really hasn't changed. But if I just go ahead and look at my channel, let's go to Brian's channel here. I can see my list of scripts, so I can always access my scripts, you know, just like I did before. So if I just click this one, it's going to bring me right into the canvas. So you don't have to, you know, try and find them in this chat sidebar here. You'll be able to find them from your channel page. If you really like the current version of Subscriber, you will be able to continue doing that. You just click this button on your channel page. It says Create with Builder, and you've got the current version of Subscriber already there. You know, it hasn't gone anywhere, so you can continue using it. And then there's a couple new things in here. So under your channel settings, we've got a couple of new settings that are related to like your default template that you want to show and then or use for your channel. And then we have a list of all these templates. So these are ones that we have created and you know, represent kind of a wide range of the types of channels that people want to see or create on Subscriber. But you can also clone it. And if you clone it here, you can see there's this whole prompt that you can customize and make your own. This gives you so much power over Subscriber because, you know, you can really change this to exactly what you want. You can even create special templates for like when you're doing your script review or fact checking, anything you want, it can be a custom prompt. So that's super convenient here. And, you know, you still have access to Intel. That hasn't changed at all. So that's about it for the demo. I do just want to show you a couple more scripts I created. So I actually created a script announcing Subscriber v3. And you can see my prompt here, my initial prompt. And I did give a little bit of feedback because I wanted to make this thing as awesome as possible. And then it asked me these, you know, really great planning questions here. And, you know, so I started thinking about these questions and I took a minute and I wanted to really answer this well. I think if you do this for your scripts, especially if you're doing like, you know, educational content, you're going to see such a better result. You know, and this is helping get that information out of your brain. So I used this for Subscriber. I actually thought the script that it came up with was pretty good. I haven't edited it at all yet, but I was pretty happy with the output. And I was very pleasantly surprised that it got all the key details right. And that's because I uploaded all this research here that talks about the features, and it was able to put that all together into a script. So it worked for me. It's working for Brian on all his new videos. I'm super excited to bring it to you guys. I want to give a special shout out to all of the testers who have been helping to make this thing better over the last weeks. Brian, back to you.
I'm back. Okay, so before we wrap this off with some Q&A, I want to talk a little bit about, can you guys see the screen? Perfect. I want to talk a little bit about, you know, features that will be coming to Subscriber in the next coming weeks. So first that I'm most excited about is the voice chat, right? So literally you'll be able to, you know, do like the ChatGPT feature where there's a voice, you can talk directly to it. So that way you can, you know, speak longer prompts. The average speaking speed is like 160 per minute, or if you're me, 200 words per minute. But the average writing speed is like 40 words per minute. So once we have this voice chat, it will be like, hey, you can like go on a walk and you can talk directly to the chat, and you'll have this time you get home, which is a feature that I'm super duper excited about. Multi-canvas chats too, right? For creating series of scripts and riffing on shorts. So series of scripts, they'll be like, hey, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. I know a lot of you guys have been requesting on that. And once we get that live, it will be possible with Subscriber. And then we'll also be doing a template marketplace, also super duper exciting, right? You can view and clone the most popular community generated templates. So let's say we have a channel in the luxury niche that is absolutely crushing it, and that guy has an audience and he wants to share that template with his audience. He'll be able to publish that template and get more people to write scripts with that specific like script template. Or if you have like a personal brand template that's working really well, publish that, right? Or if I have like a video sales letter, I know people want to write newsletters or blogs with Subscriber. Be totally possible when you modify the template, right? A YouTube script is what it's a script with 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. It's essentially a newsletter, and if we can write it in your voice, all the better, which Subscriber can. And you'll be able to have these like templates just like that you can publish within this marketplace. So eventually, like prompts will be open source within the Subscriber community. We'll have a way to rank like what templates are performing the best. People will be able to upvote those, and people will be able to get visibility on their prompts, which I personally am super duper excited for this template marketplace. It'll be open source of YouTube knowledge basically, and the ability to write different scripts, write different types of pieces of writing. And then number 4, there's also a short list. Right, many people want to storyboard on faceless channels or even personal brand channels. Having a short list, like a B-roll short list, or like, hey, like we can like scrape YouTube for this specific clip from 1 minute 10 seconds to 1 minute 20 seconds of this YouTube video. Right, Subscriber is now agentic with like the ideation chat, and eventually it will be able to source those kind of clips, and it'll be able to storyboard, hey, have this type of B-roll, hey, have this kind of shot, I'll editor, make a note of this. And then for voiceovers, right, you'll be able to export your script with emphasized text or full audio voiceover. So we'll be able to optimize the script so that you can just export it, and then it'll give you a full voiceover. So these are features that are coming in the next coming weeks. Super duper exciting stuff. And yeah, I think every single one of these features is great for its own reasons.
All right, who's excited?
Oh yeah, and for all active Subscriber users, if you open your account right now, you'll see that it's just been deployed onto your Subscriber account. It looks exactly like this when you log in, right? You'll be able to pick your channel. You'll be able to like start writing the script, and a bunch of like all these templates, prompts, literally all the features are live for you. Gil and I have been working tirelessly the past couple months to get this live to you guys, and yeah, it's super duper exciting. And just because all of you guys are live on this call, and because you guys shifted Google Meets and did all this stuff, and decided to come live, some of you guys coming from Asia, it's like 3 a.m. there. For anyone who wants to try out Subscriber V3 and maybe a part of my audience, or maybe a trial user right now, we are making Subscriber V3 unlimited access to all trial users for the next 72 hours. So if you just sign up at subscriber.ai and you go test it out, right, you'll be able to play around with Subscriber V3. You can write scripts, you can upload research, and it will basically be a playground for the next 72 hours. And yeah, thank you guys for showing up live.
Thank you guys so much. One question I see here in the chat that several people are asking that I just want to cover about credits. So we are letting everybody kick the tires on this for the next 72 hours with 0 credits, because we want you to try it out to give us feedback as well. And after that, right now we're looking at basically keeping the credit system the same. It's my hope that we can actually find a way to reduce the credit requirements as time goes on, but we need to see how people use it. We need to get a better understanding of that. And I am super excited to bring this to you guys today, because I think this is just going to be a much better workflow, and can't wait for you to try it out.
Huge.
Awesome.
We did
Thank you.
it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, well, we'll stay
Goodbye.
on for like the next like
Thank you.
30 minutes or so, just answering a bunch of questions. I'm sure you guys have a bunch of questions. Can I use this for my channel? Can I blah, 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 blah. I'd love to answer all of it. I've blocked out the next 1 to 2 hours just so I can be with you guys and answer any questions. I can demo writing scripts live, but whatever you guys want to do with this time, it's yours. And Rob has his hand raised for the past 15 minutes. Rob, what's up? How are you doing, man?
Brian Gill, thanks for doing this. Yeah, I was wondering how we tell a subscriber our brand voice. You know, like most people, I started off using ChatGPT. You know, and the more I put into it, the more it knows my little sayings or my little jokes or my little whatever. So, and I have a super high standard for scripts because I've been working with Brian. So anything less than Brian's script is not gonna it's not gonna fly. And I'm sure this is what's gonna take me there. But how do I let subscriber know my brand voice as well as Brian does when he helps me with my scripts and ChatGPT does?
Yeah, let me share my subscriber link. So in terms of how the channel voice works, I covered it very briefly, but let me go a little bit more in depth. So if you go to channels here, if you guys want to like follow along, click on channels, and then you'll be able to pick the channel that you want to write with. Over here, if you go to voice over here on the top right, here you can kind of see like the preview of the voice. But if you're not happy with the voice, there's this thing called advanced mode over here. And you can see immediately like the archetype that it gives you. And I think that this is like pretty accurate. But if there's some things that you don't find to be super duper accurate, you can manually edit this. Or the way that this works is that if you add a new voice, right, you can import transcript from your YouTube channel, which is how it's initially trained. So like, let's say voice name is Brian Brian voice. Right? And then you can import like your channel voice. And then what it will do is that it'll take your top videos, it will analyze the voice according to all of those specific points. And then it'll be able to spit out something. Okay. But like, let's say it spits out something and it's not something that you're happy with. Right. And this happens a lot if you don't have any videos on your channel. No videos on your channel, it can't train on anything. So of course the output won't be good. What you can do is if you have other pieces of writing that you have on like newsletter blogs, Rob, with you, we've written a bunch of scripts. What you can do is you can provide your own writing samples of stuff that's in your voice, maybe script that we've written together before, and then you can paste the samples here, right? And then there's like a word limit here, but you can train it on like your more recent videos, because maybe you posted videos like 5 years ago and it's trained on that, and then it doesn't capture your voice. So it's like, okay, we can refresh it with like new samples over here. And it's generally like pretty accurate. In terms of what else we'll be working on with regards to the voice, we kind of talked about eventually we'll be able to have it like look at your personal stories, and then it will be trained on your personal stories, and then we'll be able to write scripts based on your own personal stories, which I think will be pretty cool. Then you don't have to like AI your personal stories every single time. Yeah, like that's what's upcoming for the voice feature. Does that kind of?
So it will remember the personal stories that you put in from your scripts and from future working with subscriber?
Yeah, right, Gil? Like we'll be able to do that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. One more question is that one of the thing you tell me the most, you're like, go deeper. I say something and you say, that sounds good, but go deeper. Is that something that we can just tell a subscriber? Like if we feel it's a little bit too vague and I want to do it Brian style and go deeper, can I tell it that and it'll take me there?
Yeah, so let me pull up a script that I wrote. Maybe like, let's say this. So like literally what you can do, like what Gail kind of talked about, you just highlight this, and then there's this function improve, and then you can just prompt it what to improve. I want to go deeper on this topic, fully expand on it, right? Here's, and then you say XYZ, 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 right? This is how we can potentially expand on it. And then it will only edit the specific section that you highlighted, which is this section that I highlighted. So,
Great.
So you'll be able to tell it exactly where to expand on it. It's like, oh, like make this like 1,000 words instead of 200 words. Okay, and then it'll expand on it.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
Of course. John, what's up?
Oh, greetings, tribe.
you-
Yes, I've been following for a long time. I've been chatting briefly with Gil also on email support. Love the platform so far. I would say I haven't used it fully yet, and I do struggle a bit with my YouTube workflow. But so one thing I wonder now, I see kind of that this is going to improve already. But the question I have is, I can obviously see that this is an awesome platform and workflow for people reading off scripts or teleprompter or talking head videos. But what about crazy guys like me that's out and about and travel and walk and talk to the camera, vlog style? We're not really walking around with the iPad and reading stuff. So
Yeah,
any suggestions there?
I don't expect you to walk around with the iPad. I mean, like with like a vlog style, like in my experience, like really the main things that you want to plan out are the main talking points. Or like, let's say you go out film a day in the life, right? Before you go out and film, it's important to do some kind of preparation. And that's like having an idea of how the day will go roughly. Maybe it won't go exactly as planned, but roughly what will happen during the day and the main story points within the vlog. And maybe you won't write out like the full script, but like, let's say here, maybe you can write out a plan. You can tell subscriber, hey, right, I'm going to do a vlog, right? This is going to happen. Can you outline exactly what's going to happen, right? So you can outline exactly what, like this is an educational script, but the bullet points will basically be what's going to happen throughout the day. And obviously the more that you can tell it about how you think that your day will go, eventually like you can like talk directly to it, and you'll be able to create an outline for that. And then you can modify the outline. Maybe the full script wouldn't be as useful for you. It'll be useful for maybe the hook, because the hook needs to be optimized. But other than that, like I think the outline is what you will find the most useful, because once again, you won't be walking your iPad. And
No. One thing I noticed today was the storyboard feature. I haven't seen that. That was a new thing, right? So I can certainly see that that could be a cool thing that could improve my workflow.
yeah, I think so. It'll be cool.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers. Howard, what is up?
Yeah, what's up? I've been using Subscriber V3 daily as a beta tester.
How's it going? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it feels faster. Better than just clicking everything one by one. Payoffs, edit, all those.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't sit.
It gets kind of tiring to click that over and over.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's a great workflow right now. It's something that I use personally. Like I wouldn't have launched this if this is something that I like really believed in. So like Gil and I have been working towards that. So I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, I do have a question about the multi-canvas chat you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Does it have to be for episodes? Because I'm looking for a way to do separate stories at the same time to be more efficient.
It doesn't have to be for episodes, but you can like link the information from like one script to like another. So like that's what the multi-canvas chat will enable. Like previously you weren't able to do like episodic scripts. It has to go from episode 1 to episode 2 to episode 3. But with the multi-canvas, which we're going to launch like sometime within the next couple of months, ideally a couple of weeks to months, you should be able to, like, basically you just want to think about it as you can port information from one script and the chat from one script and use it in another, where you have like multiple canvases.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like for compilations as well then.
I think so,
I'm not sure if that's the word, if that's how to say the word. Like, let's say it's not episodes, but three videos that are kind of related, and you want to make it into one compilation video that's 1 hour instead of 20 minutes. Will that work for multi-canvas? Or is that for just regular chat?
Usually when we think about compilation, that's for like a single video where it's like, you know, the 8 best beaches in Europe or something like that.
The compilations of already finished videos though, but I want to add something else to it, like a new hook.
Well, what you can do is just you know, paste a link to your finished video into the chat and ask subscriber like to improve certain parts of it, and they can see the transcript. So yeah, you can do that. Where this new like multi-canvas workflow comes in is imagine starting a chat and saying like, you know, I want to brainstorm the first 3 videos to launch on my new channel, or I want to make a course and I want to brainstorm the first 5 videos on that course. And what you could actually do is you know, talk to the AI to understand what those videos would be, and then it just goes and starts creating each one of those. And then you could imagine like giving some instructions in the main chat that then feeds into those scripts as they're being created. So it's kind of hard to see or hard to imagine without like actually seeing it, but it's going to be like, you know, what we'd call very agentic in the AI world. Like it's going to allow you to just do a lot at once and plan more than just one script at a time. So it's going to be really, really cool. And that's one of the things that's going to be like totally unique about this. Someone asked in the chat, you know, how is this different from Gemini Canvas or ChatGPT Canvas? Well, it actually, from a feature perspective, is like pretty close. You know, I built something that's pretty close to all these, but the difference is you've got the ability to like curate your research sources. You've got the ability to pull in information from YouTube. You can say like, you know, remake the hook so it's more like this video, and you can just paste in that video and it'll use that to like retrieve the video and then go update the hook. There's so much more that you're going to be able to do with this. Like, this is really just the beginning. Being able to export voiceovers, being able to generate shot lists. This thing is a YouTube canvas, and it's going to be more than just about script writing, because this chat that we've got now, you know, as Brian said, is agentic. And what that means is we can build in other tools. So right now you can pull in videos from a channel. You can analyze the channel itself. You can also ask it to search the web for information. All that stuff is right there within the chat today. So last week or the week before, when the new iPhone came out, I was testing creating a script, and I said, the new iPhone 17 was just launched today. I want to create a review video and search the web for the latest information about it, and then compare it to the 16. And within like 30 seconds, I had maybe like 2 minutes, I had a script that was ready to go, comparing all the specs and, you know, how that might be different for a certain audience. So that is insanely powerful to be able to do. And I think there's going to be, you know, as this develops, you're going to see all the different ways that the new agentics, you know, chat and script builders is just going to be just a completely new and exciting way to, like, you know, make your YouTube videos. Yes, we will, you know, probably add in tools to generate thumbnails. We will add in tools to generate images at some point. All that's coming, but we had to get a nice stable foundation. And, you know, that's kind of where we're at today. And so, you know, we're asking you guys to give it a try, give us your feedback. There's probably still a few little glitches in there that, you know, we'll continue to iron out over the next few days and few weeks.
Wait, I also have one more question about the customizing template.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So because the templates, I'm usually just sticking with whatever you guys have right now, because when I click to customize it, everything looks really complicated. So I was wondering if there's some sort of tutorial to learn how to customize these.
I'm sure we'll get around to making some tutorial videos, but, you know, for now, like, if there's something that you do want to add that, like, you find yourself giving the same feedback on every script, then you can go and edit the template and just add that as part of the prompt. Or if you find that there's something that is doing that you just don't like, why does it always start off this way? Then you can just go look in that template and see if there's some specific instruction that's doing that, and you can just take it out. Or
I don't want to mess it up though, because I don't really know about these kind of techie stuff.
yeah, I mean, I think that's where the template marketplace that we're launching will also be helpful, because we're basically going to enable any creator to create their own templates. So those who are like a little bit more advanced and want to do that can share it with others. And then you're going to be able to see like which ones are popular, which ones are actually getting used to create scripts. And so that will help you, you know, kind of sort through it. and find out what's working for other people. You can also, like, if you wanted to, you could literally just copy the template text and paste it into a subscriber chat and just like ask for changes to it and then paste that into the template as a new one. So use
Okay, yeah, I
AI.
could try that.
I think that the answer in subscriber V3 is like, whenever you're trying to do something, just ask in the chat. And if it can do it, it'll tell you that it can do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like over the next couple days, 2 weeks, like I'm just gonna like record a bunch of tutorials for you guys, because like if it looks complex on first sight, it's actually not super duper complex. The more advanced stuff where it's like, oh, like you can actually like take this to like the next level is by customizing the templates and like really playing around with it. And that's like understanding like how to prompt, like, okay, like giving it examples, etc., etc. I think that will make it like super duper customizable and just like way better, right? And that's when you can, if you want to write a newsletter with it, you can like write a newsletter. You can customize, like, let's say you have a newsletter prompt, you can put it into the subscriber, and then you'll be able to write a newsletter. With a blog prompt, you can put it into subscriber, you'll be able to write a blog. You can also like look at the existing prompts that we have, and you can understand like prompting best practices just based on like Gil and I's knowledge of like what good YouTube scripts look like, or like what a good prompt looks like in general. Which I think it's informative. I think it's super customizable, and like there's a lot of possibilities with this. Okay, cool. Michael, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? I think you actually just answered some of my questions. It was primarily about, most creators, after creating content for a while, you have challenges like ideating and coming up with new, fresh ideas. But from what I understand, I can use the chat to come up with new ideas. But I've heard you talk about like looking at competitors. Can I also do it from my own personal channel as well, to have it ideate based on the content that's already existing? Is it like prefaced with what my channel content is, so that when I ask the question about, hey, what is a possible video that could go viral or do pretty well on a particular topic, is it also aware of the type of content on the channel?
Yeah, I mean, like it's trained on like everything on your channel. So like winning videos on your channels, like historical videos, like one of the things about Subscriber that really differentiates it from like GPT or like Claude is that with GPT or like Claude, you can't look up YouTube. You can't like scroll YouTube. It doesn't like extract like the YouTube data. But with Subscriber, you just like, hey, put the at Derma Brian, like my channel, and then like, hey, what are like the top 5 performing videos? Oh, can you change these top 5 performing videos of Brian and tune it for like the editing niche, right? And then I'll give you just like ideas just like that. Or if you look at competitors, then you'll be able to get ideas like that, just like super easy. If you look at competitors, hey, competitors, can you remix it for my channel based on your understanding of my niche, right? And then if that doesn't work, you like, hey, my niche is about blah, 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 blah.
Gotcha. And then last question. So in regards to the teleprompter, is it that there's like a recording interface where I can just record it directly inside of the app and it spit out like an exported file?
No, we don't have recording built into the app. However, the teleprompter is just like a view where when you press a button, it makes the text like super large on your screen, and then there's a play button and it will scroll the text. So if you're just reading from it, and you can also, like, using hotkeys on your keyboard, you can adjust the speed. So as you're talking it out, you can easily adjust the speed of the teleprompter. But it doesn't actually do any recording. You'd still need to use another software.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. Seems like a real platform. Can't wait to use it.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael.
Will, what is up?
Hello. So in my voice, I added custom instructions, like formats to follow, and then automatically adds it to the script for me. And such as like the key story action and what the B-roll should be like. And So I'm kind of wondering, with the new version of script, will it still add that into the script? And then another question that's kind of off about on the side of that is the templates. If I start working with the templates and I add formats to it for it to follow, will it override my voice, or will my voice override the formats and the templates?
That is a good question, because both the templates and your voice settings will be used as part of the script writing process in V3. So if you have some conflicting things in there, it may get confused, it may not. The voice settings are really about, like, the style of writing and what to say and not what to not say. The templates are really our attempt at making it possible for you to customize the overall structure of the videos. So I would say, like, give it a try and see if it works. But if you start running into some issues, then you can always take those things, experiment with taking those things out of your voice, and maybe starting by cloning one of the existing script templates and adding in anything that's missing.
Thank you.
But yeah, go for it. Give it a try. See if you can break it.
Tell me world, what's up?
Hey guys, first of all, that was a cool presentation. So well done. I'm a long-term user, and I kind of dropped off and stopped using Subscriber for quite some time. And so it's cool to see all these new features. I'm excited to use V3. Mike, I had a couple questions. My first one is, so I hear you guys when you talk about, like, creating your own voice, or basically using your voice to create the scripts. Is there any way to mix two voices together? Let's say I like channel 1 and I like channel 2. Can I mix the two together to create something crazy?
I get this question regularly. And by the way, it's great to see you. I remember some of our early DMs
Oh, cool.
on X from many ages ago. Thanks for joining the call. But I don't recommend thinking of a voice that way, because it really needs to be, like, distinct. And if you give samples from different places, it might have trouble picking out what those patterns actually are. You can do it though, because the answer to everything in Subscriber is, like, use the chat. So you could create the voice off of one channel, and then you could go to Intel and look up the other channel and, like, copy one of the transcripts or two of the transcripts from the other video, and then edit your voice, and in the simple mode say update the voice so it's a little bit more like this other channel. Or you could create a new voice, and you could do it based on providing your own writing samples and go get multiple transcripts from different places. You can definitely do that. I personally would prefer, for myself, like, creating a voice that's very distinct from one place. And then if there's certain things that I want to tweak, just using the chat to, like, make small tweaks to it.
Okay, no, that makes sense. And actually, now that you say it, it is true that if it's a bit of a mix of two different things, it might not really work. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll think about it. The second question was, and this is more for you guys, but so we have 72 hours to try it out. What would be the most valuable thing for you guys to learn while we play around a little bit? What are you guys looking for?
For me, I mean, as the software guy, I want to make sure it works. And if any of you run into problems, you can just use the little question mark icon in the app to send us a message. And I'll definitely be taking a look at that and fixing any issues that are there. But beyond that, I'm very curious about the templates, because the templates are all new. Trying it out on different types of videos, finding out how it works for you. If there's things that do work and don't work, that would be super valuable to know. And then lastly, like, if anyone is struggling, let us know where V3 is missing the mark. And if you're succeeding with it, let us know too, because we've been working super hard on this, and we want to hear the good and the bad.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, guys, and
Thank you.
good luck for the launch.
Thank you.
SK, what is up? Your hand raised.
To the meeting, but thank you for having the meeting. This is my first meeting. I'm new to Subscribe, and I haven't had an onboarding call, so I'm kind of like lost with how to use this, the service. I paid for it, but I need help.
Yeah, man, dude, there's a bunch of videos. If you have any questions, just like email me, brian@subscriber.ai. But if not, other than like emailing me, we're going to be pushing a bunch of videos. So I have a bunch of videos already recorded on how to use Subscriber. Some of them I've released internally, but a lot of them will release on the Subscriber YouTube channel in a little bit. We've just been waiting to launch this partnership so that I can like push a bunch of like tutorials like publicly. So that will be, yeah, you'll be able to see like how I writing scripts and how I think about using Subscriber to write scripts. So we have some videos that use the old interface, and then over days to weeks, I will be writing scripts for like different types of channels. Like different types of channels with the new with the new Subscriber V3. So you can expect that. If not, like can't find anything. I'm happy to this. I reply to everything.
Okay, so there isn't like an onboarding call or anything.
No, there's no onboarding call for anything. Like we do like these like weekly weekly coaching calls every Thursday, where we do like a demo, like answer like a bunch of questions. But yeah, and if you need like additional support, like we'll do like one-on-one calls if needed.
Yeah, I would love a one-on-one call.
For sure. Yeah, just drop me an email. I'll like sort you. Yep.
Drop my name, you said?
Drop me an email. It's brian@subscriber.ai.
Okay, thank you.
You can tell I'm a real employee because I have a subscriber.ai email now.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Of course. Syra, what about shorts? I'm already subscribed to the service, but I'm curious about how short form scripts use up credits. So shorts will be available in terms of the templates. Let me show that again. You might have missed that, but over here, if you go onto the script, you go to Canvas. Right over here, there's a bunch of templates over here, like on the bottom left, there's like a bunch of templates over here that you can choose from. So these are long form templates, and then these are the short form templates. Okay, so you'll be able to write like short form scripts, like 80 words, 150 words, like however many words you want, you'll be able to write that. In terms of the credits, we're still trying to figure it out in terms of how we're going to calculate the credits. But like, trust that we'll keep you guys like at heart, like like it's always customer first. Like Subscriber has always been customer first. We want to make sure that you guys can use this as much as possible to like the best of your ability. I mean, that's a big reason of like why I came on, because I think like this is like a much bigger vision, and like myself, I'm like much bigger than Gil and the both of us combined. So it's always been customer first, but that's why for the next 72 hours. We're making the credits like it's like unlimited credits, and you guys can try it out, and then we'll kind of figure out like a proper system for that. But you'll get news on that pretty soon. Kevin, how you doing? Kevin, isn't it like 3 a.m. in Asia? What's going on, buddy?
Bro, I stayed up just for you, man, and
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kevin's really cool. I met Kevin in Malaysia. We got like food together. He's the chillest dude. But you said here, it would be super cool if I could take a video and see if I could have Subscriber templatize it for me. Gil, can we do that?
Yeah, so I actually wrote in the chat how to do it, but
yeah,
sure, I'll do a quick explanation.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. Let me just get it loaded up.
Dude, I just want to say, you guys have put in so much work into this, man. And even doing 100 like customer calls is insane, Ryan. So I just want to give you major props.
I appreciate that.
Thank
Means
you.
a lot to you, Kevin.
Okay, so the question was, can we like create a template that is sort of riffing on the structure of an existing video? So here's what I'm gonna do. So I'm in Brian's channel right now. And let's say I want to go to templates here. Okay, so I'm gonna click templates. And I haven't actually tried this yet, so I hope this works well, but I think it should. And then what I want to do, so Brian has an educational channel about YouTube. So what I want to do is I want to clone one of these existing templates. So I'm going to start with the educational template because that's probably, closest to what Brian is doing today. And of course, like a lot of this prompt even came from him. So what we're going to do is create template. And now this is my educational template. Okay. And this right now, it's exactly the same as the existing educational template. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all the text. And then I'm going to start a new chat. Okay. And then here's what I'm going to say. I am creating a prompt template to for new scripts on my YouTube channel. I'm going to give you the base template below, and I want you to output a new version with small tweaks based on the structure of the following video. Okay, and so I'm just going to paste in that whole template, and then I'm going to go to Brian's channel, and let's find a good one, Brian. That'd be like a good starting point. Let's find an outlier here. Oh, this was an outlier, so let's go.
That's like a 4-hour script. So maybe take like a 15-minute one or something.
Okay. Let's do this one here. Okay, and then I'm going to go right back here, and I'm just going to put in that video link, right? Okay. Let's see if Subscriber is going to do this. So what it should be doing right now is going out and looking at that specific video from Brian's channel, and you can see it just did that. And then it's thinking about how to tweak the template. So, it's refined the template, incorporating insights from the video. And then you can just copy this whole thing. And, maybe it gives an explanation of what it changed at the bottom. Or you could even ask, what exactly did you change? And then you'll notice at the bottom of the chat here, there's just like a copy icon. So you can just copy the whole thing. And here's an explanation of it. So there you go. Super powerful.
That's pretty sick. Never done that.
Are we allowed to ask questions with the mic?
Yeah, for sure. Robert, what's up?
So I just jumped on. I'm a little late, but I've been a user for quite some time. And I really love Brian's videos, by the way. I love the scripting, the editing, the whole thing. I've been following you for a few months now, and I saw your video channel strategy. I was like, man, I want to try this. Is there a way, I know this is more about scripting, but is there a way maybe to create some type of a template for minimal edits, for halfway edits, and then like full blown, if you're, a professional YouTuber or you want to hire an editor, you can give them kind of like a generic, like, here you go, do these cuts and add this text and stuff. Is there a way to create that effect with AI as well in this tool?
Do you mean like a shot list? Like sort of explain, like, here's the script.
Yeah, so like I briefly explain, like I want to do a tutorial on a subscriber tool, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely want to have portions where it's talking head, where there's call out texts on screen, and it indicates based on, what's working, 3-second clip here of this, or a call out animation like this on particular parts of the script.
Yeah, so that's what we call like a shot list or a storyboard, and we will be working on that. It'll be sort of like another layer on top of the script. So you'll create your script, and then it'll recommend some places to add that kind of stuff. So it's not here yet, but it is definitely planned.
Yeah, it was more of a suggestion. Thanks.
And if you're doing like software reviews, then as part of your research, you have to like provide like a transcript of you talking out a demo or something like that, because subscriber doesn't know how the software works. So just don't forget to do that part, so that subscriber can actually talk about the product well. When I showed that demo earlier, where I actually made a script about subscriber V3, I uploaded like a bunch of notes I had about how the features work and things like that, so it was able to make that factually accurate.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Coolio. Anyone has any other questions? If not, I'll pick a question from the chat. You have
I have a question.
I have a question. So,
yeah,
the question is with regards to the credit. Before now, how was so is it coming with the launch of the V3 version 3, or has it always been like you need it? I bought it for a while now. I bought it on AppSumo. I've never used it, so I decided to get to know a little bit more about what it's all about, and then this is my first time of listening to any of your coming from any of your meetings. So I'd like to know how it works with the credit. Is that the new way it's going to go going forward? You have to buy credit in order to use it, or if you've always had it before, just if you can explain the difference. Where are we moving from? What was it before, and what's this new credit thing you're talking about?
So the credits aren't new. If you visit subscriber.ai/pricing, our pricing page hasn't changed in a year or something like that.
Okay.
So it's not a new thing. You can go there. There's even a credit calculator to help you plan your scripts. We don't have anything new to announce as far as like credit requirements or anything like that. We will be analyzing how people use it, and it's our hope that we can even make some improvements there. But we will have something at least to announce for like shorts and for super long scripts as well, if there are any changes needed there. But for your day-to-day long form scripts that are using either the new workflow or the old one, for now you can expect them to not change at all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Coolio. Hart asked, this sentence structure is the giveaway. It's written by AI. Is there any way to stop this from happening? So if there's like certain sentence structures you don't like, you can just add it in the prompt. Okay, don't have like in this case, it's like, oh, they didn't this, they that, right? They did it didn't this, it wasn't this, it was that. You just put in the prompt that, hey, like don't have the sentence structure, and then it won't have the sentence structure. That's like one of the good things about having a customized prompt. Some people don't really like mind that, but if you do, you can customize it in your prompt.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already doing it in Gemini, but I actually have a huge prompt that I give Gemini for long scripts and I tell them, and I give them a list of rules. That's one of the rules not to do.
Yeah.
And it does it less, as far as I can tell. But yeah, I have to go through and catch it. What I really do, here's what I do. I have it do the script for me, and then I said, you broke this rule, go back and fix it. And that works. It will go back and fix it. I don't want to go through sentence by sentence and have to catch those. And anyway, just so you know, that it actually works when I tell it, go back, redo it, catch, just keep everything the same. Just, get rid of those sentences like that structure. And it does, I think it does it even maybe 90% of the time. I don't know if it's 100%, but it does pretty good. But I have to reprompt it a couple times to do that. And I don't want to have to go through sentence by sentence. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just for your information in terms of whether we can get it to ever do that. I actually asked it, why do you keep doing that? And it told me that that's how it was trained, and it kind of gave me a long explanation about its training. That's pretty interesting. But basically, all the AIs do it. I just ran something on your Scriber. I just tried it here a minute ago. Great. It did 7,000 words for an ask for a 60-minute video. I should have asked probably for the number of words, I suppose, huh? And it's very good, does a really good job. I like the idea you're taking out the subheadings. I would like it so it was segues. What I do with Gemini is I have to go in and have it write a segue sentence to the next topic area. And then I manually take out the subheading. And so the dialogue flows nicely because it's for an AI voiceover, right? And just so you know, that's how I get those out. And I don't know how to get your thing to do that in terms of the segues. I would do the same thing. I would actually highlight the last sentence or a paragraph and tell it to write a segue for me. Yeah, that's what I would do. So basically, it's functioning a lot like Gemini Canvas, and I like that for that reason. And I like all the other options you have available. I'm trying to think. There was another question I had in there. Oh, number one, where are the women? All I see is on this chat is men. It's like so normal. And by the way, I'm a 73-year-old woman. I've been doing AI stuff for ever since it came out, and 25 years of working online. Which is, so I'm older than probably everybody here. There was another question I can't remember, but I was just going to come in and tell you about the Gemini thing. And I like the other options that you have, and of course, going straight to voiceover. I think somebody might have asked this already, but I'm going to ask it again, and that is, are your voiceovers going to be from an API or they internal to the platform? In other words, do I need to have an 11 Labs API?
So when we launch voiceover support, we will at first, first thing is just make it like an even better text export. So, adding emphasis, like giving you the ability to add like ellipses and emphasis and stuff like that, so that the voiceover voice is using those as clues to say how to pronounce things. Right now you can exclude the headings when you export it, so that's there. For actually generating the voiceovers, we still haven't fully decided exactly how we're going to do that, whether it's going to be like, you plug in your API key or it's sort of baked into Subscriber. Don't really have anything to announce there yet. Okay. But that's something we're going to be looking into. I do want to go back to your feedback about AI writing. They didn't just, have a conversation. They started a revolution. So, this is a very, dead giveaway that something was AI generated by AI. And I've spent a lot of time on this particular phrasing and structure.
Oh, have you? Okay.
And generally, this is when the AI is told to write in an engaging or excitable way, because it's trying to force, sort of an emphasis on being like super bold. And these AI models, I don't know why, but that's just the way that they do it. So if you find that happening a lot, like one way that you can do that is tweak your channel voice to, not if it says like engaging or exciting or something like that, you can take that part out. You want to be like, smooth and conversational, not trying to get the AI model to like be super engaging. So that's something that, I see people often ask for, because of course you want to be engaging, you want to have retention and stuff like that, but the AI models just don't love it. So,
well, this particular one I just did on your platform was it's a history thing, and I just gave it the general prompt, total topic, and it automatically went to DeepSeek, and documentary templates, and it did it there.
So, I mean, that's, you know, that could be the way your channel voice is structured. It could also be the model. Like some models might do that more than others. And that's where, you know, just being able to experiment with different models for your channel is so easy in Subscriber. So you can play around with that stuff. And then like you were saying, you know, if you do want to have a review step after where you ask it to take those things out, you can easily have that. You can even make that part of your template. So you can edit your prompt template and, you know, say like, when I ask for a review, do these 5 things.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you mean by channel voice in terms of, I just hooked up my channel to it, so it doesn't really know my channel voice.
Yeah, so if you hook up your channel and you have at least one video, then it's going to analyze the transcripts and create a channel voice, which is just analyzing the writing style and from that creating like a, you know, 30-point profile.
You mean as soon as I hooked the channel up, it did that?
Yes.
Oh, I did notice that it, okay, I don't know how much time you want to take, but I did notice that it picked up my channel, but I just branded my, not the brand is not the right word. I changed the focus of my channel. It's not working well, by the way, but I did try it. I had a women's history channel and I changed it to History for Sleep channel. And I rebranded the name of the channel and have the last 5 videos are the new History for Sleep. My point being is that when it did connect to my channel, it hooked up. It hooked up my channel. It still had all my women's history description, and I don't even know where it pulled in all that stuff that it pulled in. So I went in and edited that, and then I generated the script.
Yeah. So in terms of the channel voice, how it's trained is it looks at your previous videos or it looks at your existing videos. So if like, let's say you completely change the channel focus. What happens then? If you completely change the channel focus, the audience will be off. Okay, because you're talking to one audience first, and then now you're changing your focus to another audience.
Right.
So if you ask it to write for the new audience and it's trained on the old stuff, then that won't really work. So you got to train the audience on the new kind of content and the new target audience that you're trying to have, right? And there's a couple ways you can do this, right? You can edit the avatar, right? You can, you can train it. You can literally just edit it directly here. There's like text you can edit here, which I think is super duper useful.
That's what I did. Yes.
Yeah. So the audience, you need to manually edit it. And then in terms of the voice, right?
Okay.
Over here, yeah. So you can see here over here in the voice, if you were to change your voice, pretty much it's like a completely different channel. If you click new voice here, and you have examples of the voice that you want to write in, you can train it on those specific samples, right? So you can add in samples here and then write in your completely new voice. So if the previous voice, as Gil was saying, if it's like super like excited or like engaging, that's when it will write in that like dead AI giveaway. So like if your old voice is like that, then it's just going to write it like that. But here you have the ability to customize it, right? You can train it on pieces of writing samples, and it'll be able to avoid that kind of verbiage that you don't really like. And I actually think it's pretty accurate. So you can test this out.
Okay, and then what the other gentleman said was that I can how you prompt in terms of tone and style determine some of that verbiage that I don't want, that sentence structure that I don't want. So I'll play with that. So is that what I put in?
Yeah. Just like play around with that, and then let us know if you have any issues, because like really it's just like a couple tweaks in the voice, and you can use like Subscriber to like write, you know, as many scripts for that specific channel. So like really once you nail down the voice once, you don't really have to change it unless you start speaking weird and speaking differently. Other than that, you don't really need to change it, or you can just like gradually improve it.
Oh, this is cool. This is cool. I see that. I see that now where you're at. Okay.
Perfect.
Excellent. And I also like the idea of the templates and the voice, your own voice. Oh, perfect. I'll play with this more. This is great.
All right. Thank you, Hart.
Thank you.
Can we take another question? See SK. SK had your hand raised.
I think that was like an old hand raise.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, we'll take like the last like 3 to 5 questions. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce Genevieve. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just say Jane.
Jane. How are you doing?
I've been holding back wanting to ask this question because I didn't want it to come from left field and be like, you know, a plant or some stuff. But I'm using a competitor product right now, and I bought the lifetime version. I totally missed out on the damn AppSumo for this thing, or else I would have bought it, because I like to have multiple tools. And I'm using a competitor product that's very similar, and I don't know if I should say the name or not, but I'm able to drag, you know, the video in there and, you know, create my brand voice. I could, it does a lot of what you guys are describing. So this is all new to me. I used to follow Gil with the Squidoo lenses, and we made a lot of money with Squidoo lenses. And so when that thing went away, we were kind of crushed. But back in the days of hub pages and early Squidoo lenses, we made a lot of money. So this is the first time I'm seeing and hearing of Squidoo again with Gil. And so I saw your email, I think it's Brian, so I jumped on because I want to believe in this product. I want to be a subscriber. I want to join it. But I have so many tools now, and so I'm trying to see, can I justify the subscription when I have another similar tool that does very similar things? And like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful and say the name, but that tool allows me to create a board. I'm able to drag in any YouTuber, any TikToker, any Instagrammer, and say, okay, this is the voice I want to emulate. These are their top 3 performing videos. And then I could do all the analyzation, get me the hooks, do this, now write me a script, and then attach it literally like a workflow, drag a line to my tone, my brand, my voice, and say, okay, here's my voice, my tone, my brand. Now I need you to see what this person's doing so successfully, and now create me the scripts so that I can replicate that, but in my tone, my voice, my brand. So I'm wondering, like, this sounds very similar. There are a couple things that I noticed that you guys are doing different, but I'm trying to justify the cost. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like what I would say, like subscriber, the way that we position it, it's like it's YouTube first. Yeah. So we pretty much exclusively focus on YouTube, right? I kind of mentioned, oh, you can use it to write like DSLs, use it to blogs, and like how we integrated the ability to write short form. But we are YouTube first, right? So in terms of what subscribers good at, like number one, we can scrape YouTube data, right? I don't know of any other tool that can scrape YouTube data and you can talk to specific, channels. And you're able to, you know, get, okay, how well does video perform the outlier, and you know, and then you can do ideation based on the YouTube data, right? Like Gil kind of just showed previously, you can feed the link of the video, and then it'll break down, okay, why this video performed specifically well.
Right. I like that portion when you guys showed how it sectioned out the hook and this and this. I did like that.
Yeah, and pretty much like the scripting is how I think about scripting, right? Which is you feed the research, and then you create an outline first, and then you modify the outline, and then you can do it within the actual app. I mean, I've just pulled up right now. So, but like literally, I mean, I personally know any other app that you can like go in here and you can edit it directly, right? Just over here, and then you can write out a full script, and you can highlight this as a section, and then you'll be able to prompt it. Like in terms of like Claude GPT, you know, you have to copy it, put it in like a Google Doc, edit it from the Google Doc, and paste it back. Oh, these are the changes. What do you think? Rate it based on that. Like it's like here you do it all in one platform, which you know, like to me is the difference between actually writing a script and not. Like if I have to switch between 50 tabs and suddenly I'm on YouTube and then suddenly I'm scrolling on Instagram, like nothing actually gets produced. Really the whole goal is like, okay, how can we integrate like the chatbots? How can we integrate the script writing methodology, YouTube methodology, ideation, like looking at stuff with data, breaking down videos all within one app. And I'm able to edit it like it's Google Docs. And then all I have to do is just export it and then it's done. Like that's what really subscribers focused on. Like I'm sure like other tools like does stuff better for like, like I'm not gonna claim like, okay, subscribers the best for like Instagram. Like I'm not gonna claim that, or like I'm not gonna say like we're better at making TikTok videos, because subscriber is like YouTube first. We exclusively focus on YouTube. The only stuff I talk about on weekly calls, one-on-one calls, and my YouTube videos are exclusively YouTube. So like if you want something like YouTube first, then like subscribers for you. Like if it's not like YouTube first, then like that's like totally fine. Like we have other functionalities here that I think are pretty cool. And anyways, like next 72 hours, it's like you get credits on like a free trial, so you can play around a bit, and then you can like let us know your feedback. If this is genuinely useful and it genuinely like adds value to you, then like sign up as a subscriber. Like we'd love to have you. I think it primarily depends on your focus, right? As I said, if you're mainly like YouTube focused, you want something just for YouTube, and you want to make the best YouTube videos out there, like I do, then like subscribers for you.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning with the other tool, I could set up a board that's just for YouTube, a board that's just for like, I can pinpoint the person that I want to be like, okay, this is the top person for, let's say, for example, Callaway and hooks. I could be like, okay, I want to be Callaway for hook expert for restaurants or for auto shops or whatever the case may be. And so I can build that whole board out just for that. And then if I want to say, now I know my marketing message needs to be angled differently for Instagram, so then I go find that top person on Instagram or whatever. So I could do that over there, but I'm definitely going to take advantage of your guys' trial, because like I said, I want to show you guys some love and definitely support you. So what my primary business is me and my wife are like heart. We focus on disenfranchised communities, women, just like anybody of color, and it's no disrespect to anybody else on this call, but they're not getting turned on to the technology. Like by the time they get it, they're like so far behind, right? They're not teaching it in our schools. And it's like I'm dealing with gangbangers, the youth, like I'm trying to deal with folks that again aren't really being turned on to this. So we teach them this stuff, right? Reservations, Native American, I'm Native American, by the way. And so anything that I can, I have so many subscriptions. So my primary right now is selling local brick and mortar businesses, commercials, AI, everything's all AI, all the actors, everything, teaching animation, teaching all these tools. And again, you name the video tool, the image generation tool, the generative AI, the generative video tool, I have it. Like I bought like the yearly subscription for them. I kind of go in on all this because I want to be so immersed in this stuff. And it's like, there's always a new tool, right? But if subscriber can replace one or two of my subscriptions, because again, I do have the LLMs, GenSpark, Manus, ChatGPT, I have all those. But if I can replace something and find a better workflow that's more efficient and allows me to monetize better, and more importantly, allow me to teach this to a student who can't afford all this stuff or doesn't have access to all this stuff, then that's what I want to do. I want to get behind these things, because like I'm an affiliate for a lot of these programs too. And so when I believe in a product, I number one have to use it, test it, and then I see, is there an affiliate program? And if there's not, I still promote it because I still believe in the tool if it has the ability to replace something or do something better. For example, I have Runway, but then I have OpenArt, Design, this, that, and I don't let go of all those tools because Runway may be good at this, whereas Design may give me access to do this. I still have the $250 a month Veal membership, even though 1.2.5 came out. So I look into everything. I barely sleep. I love open source. But my main point for being here today was, what the F is subscriber, and why did I miss out on that? I was so mad. And I hear it was an AppSumo thing. Oh my God, I'm like an AppSumo Pro member user. I buy all kinds of AppSumo stuff too. So I must have just not looked into it that well. But congratulations, like other people have been saying on this product, you guys have done a phenomenal job. I am going to test it over the next 72 hours and hopefully become a subscriber and a power user.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. If you have any questions about like how you can maximize it, just like feel free to ask. We have like the school with the Discord, or you have my email. And yeah, man, dude, like I think it's super important to be like critical of like subscriber. Obviously, this is something that we like newly launched. There's like a bunch of new features. There's like they're still, I think it's like in a really great spot, but products can always be improved. So yeah, it's good. Like I think it's good to be critical. So thank you for bringing that up. Jamie said, I started a new channel for subscriber and in 8 videos got monetized over 10K subs. Sick.
Whoa.
That's
Wow,
cool.
that's amazing, Jamie.
Cool. I was the one who asked for the VSN webinar template. Thanks again. Definitely check it out. Look forward to a webinar template in the future if possible. I think so. Like I'll spend some time building it out. Let me see. With Subscriber, can we leverage proven performance of the best performing videos for a specific topic and niche into our own scripts? That's kind of what the whole chatbot's for, right? So you can say you have a competitor, right? You can say to the competitor, what are the top 5 performing videos of this guy in the past year? And then say you like this one topic and you want to do it for yourself. Hey, break down why this video topic worked, or break down the script and why the script worked. And then it was what Gil demoed just now, right? You can take a template. Hey, can you turn this winning script into the template and modify this template? And then you'll be able to write based on the template. So I hope it answers your question, Larry.
I just saw a question come in from NK. Can you talk about the limitations such as memory? How long of a chat can we have before it starts forgetting, or a context window for the chat? Does it depend on the model being used? So it's actually quite complex. But in general, if you wanted to, you should be able to keep the same chat going for quite a while. Where we're still sort of analyzing is, if you max out on research that you add to your, to your context, which we showed that little sidebar where you can add your research. Is that the right limit? Will that cause issues? But in general, the way it works is when you're having a chat with it, it's going to, sort of after a while, it'll summarize what's been said previously, and then, keep the most recent stuff fresh. So it's going to incorporate, things that you guys discussed before, and then it will sort of have a memory of that as it goes. And that allows you to have longer chats. So that's, I think you probably shouldn't run into too many limits as far as the context length. We're still, analyzing this and just making sure, but I designed it in a way where, that's not a huge issue. And then what we will be doing in the future is carrying over your memory from one chat to another on the same channel. So if there's key learnings or things you always ask or want to do, then we'll be able to remember some of that stuff.
Easy. So Joe found this channel from Intel, right? Super simple videos. So I feed this to a subscriber, and I can study the top videos and give me similar or better to start my own channel. I'm into health niches. Yeah. So you can even extract the top videos, ask it to break down. Hey, why did these videos work? Or hey, how can I improve the quality of the script of these videos? Right. So that's even one step above that, right? Or you can feed the subscriber chat. Hey, these are 2 scripts. What do they not talk about in these videos that I can improve in these videos, right? So that's finding a market gap, right? That's a little bit more advanced, but it's also a good way to think about it. So if you're asking, hey, can I do this with subscriber? It's ask the subscriber bot, can I do this? And then it'll be able to tell you, which I think is super chill. Delte asks, can subscriber write prompts for images? It writes the prompts, and we use the prompt is Leo or other image creators. Can it write prompts for images? Bill?
No, not at the moment, but that is something we'll probably add in the future. We've got to get the storyboarding shot list feature done first.
Yeah. Larry asks, I I love the way it's directly connected to YouTube. No more having to do my own research depending on Gemini, vidIQ, etc. Yeah, like you can talk directly to YouTube. Is there any other tool that can talk directly to YouTube? Not that I know of. I know there's like data aggregators for like videos that perform well on YouTube, but I don't know anything that can talk to YouTube. vidIQ AI Coach. Okay, maybe I'm mistaken. I'm not a vidIQ user, but yeah.
Kevin had a question. I was testing V3, but I don't feel like I understand the workflow. Do you have any info on the workflow from start to finish? So Brian's going to be publishing a bunch of videos about that, but for now, it's like you go to the chat, you know, just the red chat button on the sidebar, and you'll have your channel picked up at the top. If you have more than one channel, you can just pick whatever one from the drop down, and then just type in the chat, like, create a script about whatever, and it's going to ask you some questions for clarification on what exactly you want. And then it's going to automatically open the canvas, which is that view where you have the chat and the document side by side. It'll ask you some planning questions. You don't have to answer those, but you can if you want to. And then you generate the outline and you generate the script. So it's all a pretty, you know, short workflow. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me, Kevin. I know you do.
Yes, can I ask a question right now?
Sure.
Yeah, what I was looking at was I got to that point, so I got the script that it created, but it still shows this little circle down here that says 4 out of 6. Like I still have more to do.
Oh, the 4 out of 6 is that's like if you click on that, it should open up, and that's basically like when you're it's like recommending things to do in the app. It's mainly for like new users to just kind of, you know, help them learn what to do next. But
that has nothing to do with the script that I just created.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Ah, gotcha. That's what was confusing me, because I'm like, there's more to do. It looks like it's done.
I think I don't know which ones are unchecked for you, but it should be like, there should be a way for you to just kind of close that out.
Yeah, it's just like, it's about affiliate program in the Discord. Everything else I've got.
Yeah. And I do want to just like emphasize, kind of unrelated, because I've seen like several people ask similar questions. So like, if you are in a certain niche and you want to like create a new video based on some of the top videos in that niche using a similar structure and things like that, Subscriber has a database of over 60,000 channels and millions of videos, outlier videos, in its database. So you can actually say like, hey, help me find any, help me find like good software review videos. And then you can uncover like what title structures work. And you can do all that within the chat. So you just have to ask. You literally just ask. And we don't have every YouTube video. We don't have every YouTube channel. So, depending on your niche, we might have a ton of stuff. We might not have quite as much stuff, but we're always growing that index. And, you can start there in the chat. And then once you have like, once you're chatting and it's giving you an idea, you're like, yes, I want to make this video. That is when you click, or not click, that's when you say, all right, I'm ready to make this script. And it's going to bring you through that nice workflow of like asking you a few more questions and then generate the outline in the script.
You may have touched on this already, but how good is it at keeping the length? I've noticed that I can tweak it, every once in a while, but how strict of a context does it spit out when you're like, say, I want a 15, 20 minute or 30 minute video? Does it generate the amount of text necessary, do you think?
Yeah, so we use as our metric 160 words per minute. That's what I found when I was like literally testing this myself by hand. And when I don't usually talk that fast in real life. So I figured it was like a good number, to base it from.
Awesome.
And, so if you ask in the chat, like, I want to create a 20-minute video, it's going to do, what is that, 3,200 words, because that's 160, words per minute times 20 minutes. Now, how well does it actually stick to that when it's writing? AI models don't think in terms of words. They think in tokens, which are like partial words. So no AI model is like, bang on is going to give you exactly the right number of words. Usually what we try and do in Subscriber is generate a little bit more than you ask for, because it's always easier to like edit down than up, edit to remove than to add. So we do that. And then depending on the model, like some AI models are better at word counts than others. So one that I think we had a conversation on Discord recently, DeepSeek tends to write less. So if you find that yourself and you're using DeepSeek, you could maybe say like, hey, write more than what I actually need. But it just depends on the model. But like when I tested on this call, we just did a live one, and I said 1,600 words, and what was it, like 1,608? I mean, that's pretty incredible.
That's good.
It doesn't always happen that close. When I tested a 10,000 word script with like 5 of the models that we support, 4 of the 5 were within 10% of the word count, and all of them wrote, slightly more, but it was within 10%, even on a very, very, very long script.
Thanks.
So Richard has a question. Can we set up an agent where we add some persistent knowledge that could be referred to when writing a script? So we do have this like concept of starred research, which kind of has been taken away in V3, but I want to add back in some way. But the idea is that's like channel specific knowledge. But as of like right now, this second, that isn't there. So what you can do is like, if you want to add channel specific research, you can, figure out which of the templates that you like and then clone it, and then just make some, improvements to it to add whatever channel specific stuff you want.
Say that again.
Yeah, so if you want to add channel specific information today, just go to your channel, click the templates page, clone one of the existing templates, and then just add on to that template whatever information you want to add, and it's going to be there, in every like script message that you send to the chat.
Easy.
Yep.
Perfect. Cool. I have just made the executive decision 5 minutes ago that so we usually do a coaching call every Thursday. So the coaching call this Thursday, I will go live and write a couple scripts with the new Subscriber V3, because a bunch of you guys have questions on like the workflow, what's possible there. So like there'll be like an extended version where where I'll like write a bunch of scripts live and like edit it live and show you guys the exact process. So let me put it here. So you guys are like here, you guys can like sign up here first. I just put it in the chat, the add event link. So I literally just created that like 2 minutes ago. So this is just for you guys, because you guys are here past the 1 hour and 30 minute mark, literally 2 hour mark. We started at 1:30. So yeah. So you guys can sign up there, just like save that in your calendar. It'll be like at 12 p.m. CST, where we'll just do a live demo of V3 and like the exact workflow. So that'll be on this coming Thursday, 12 p.m. CST. Okay, let's maybe do like one more question, because I have to hop off to another call and we've been going on for a little bit. So Kevin said, I just wanted to tell you that I was creating a script. I tried to select template. It couldn't find it in the beginning, but once I switched over to the canvas where I could select my template, I was able to see it. Yeah, so the template only pops up when you start writing the script. So, so there's that.
I think that's it. Let's wrap it up here. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We really, really appreciate it. Would love for you to try out V3. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, so a couple last things. So once again, we have the event here. I just put in the chat, so like sign up for that. I'll also like send out an email if you guys for some reason miss it. And yeah, go to Subscriber AI, try it out. It's like unlimited use for like 72 hours. We've like never done it before. So test it, share with us your wins, what's working, what's not working. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys around.
All right. Cheers.
Take care, everyone.
Have a good day.